My adventures at E3 2016 were made possible by NVIDIA Australia and New Zealand. So next, PlayStation, which I've just got done watching. That was the last thing to happen today. They're going hard on VR, of course they are. They've got their own VR helmet and everything, and it's all sort of... It's a console experience, so it's going to make VR easier for more people out there, because just like a video game console, you plug it in and it just works. It's not going to be as good a VR experience as you get on PC with like the HTC Vive, for example. HTC Vive, higher res screen, faster frame rates. You know, you got the controls for the HTC wireless, the motion control things work spectacularly well, like better than anything else I've ever used. Anyway, but you know, the PlayStation can only do so much, but they're very expensive. They're pushing very hard. One thing I did notice though, a lot of the stuff they were saying, you can do this in thing, and we've got a Batman thing, and we've got this, and we've got that. A lot of it, and Star Wars, you can fly an X-Wing. A lot of that was not full games. A lot of that was what they call experiences. Otherwise, little patches for existing games that let you play 1 or 2 levels in VR, but the rest of the game is just a normal game. So that's sort of a taste, a tease, an experience, and that's an important line in the sand to draw, because these are not full games, and I need you to understand that they're experiences, which is a bit... the fact that PlayStation weren't super clear about that to people who might not understand what that means is a little bit worrying to me. I don't want people to get confused and say, well, you said I could fly an X-Wing and it's only one level in Battlefield or something. I don't know. But yeah, pushing hard on VR. It's got a date now. It's got a price now, so it's all locked in. People can start pre-ordering properly, knowing what they're going to get at the end of the road. But yeah, I am excited about PlayStation VR. It is a good experience. I've had one on my head for an hour at a time. But like I said, it's not as good as HTC Vive, but it is good enough to get a nice VR experience. You know, get your taste. You know, baby's first VR maybe before you upgrade to a proper PC and the HTC Vive or the open source VR or Oculus Rift or whatever. New God of War, or Dad of War, or Son of War, or something. I'm sure people were going to call it. I haven't checked Twitter. It's probably hashtag Son of War, hashtag Dad of War already. I imagine I'm not the first to come up with that joke. But yeah, old Kratos with a beard teaching a kid, presumably his son. He does reference the son's mother, but I don't think the boy ever calls him Dad, and he doesn't call him son, so it might not be his son. But either way, I suspect that Kratos will die early on. You'll be playing as the kid and inheriting the mantle of the God of War or something. I don't know, but it looks really pretty. I mean, seriously pretty. So that's another thing to look forward to there. And I did really enjoy the God of War games. And then they showed off yet another post-apocalyptic zombie game. This one had a biker in it. But really? Another post-apocalyptic zombie game? Aren't we filled to the gills with those? I mean, I was bored with them 5 years ago or something ridiculous like that. I can't believe they're still making them. I don't understand what people see in those. It's just, I don't know. Zombies feel like lazy writing to me, frankly. I'm going to tell you that much. A zombie is an enemy. They don't need any motivation. They don't need any dialogue. They don't need to act sophisticated. They're just a swarm of blah just running at you. And that's not very interesting to me. Story-wise or gameplay-wise, it's just, it might as well be a herd of emus, the cranky emus. In fact, I would play a game that was... If there's a zombie game out there and some modder came along and replaced all the zombies with angry emus and wombats and stuff, I would play that before I would play another zombie game, I think. But, you know, people love zombie games, so there it was. Horizon Zero Dawn continues to look spectacular. We got to see even more of the gameplay this time, an extended sort of chunk from presumably the first hour or so of the game, where you leave your village for whatever reason to explore and find the things, and you're capturing and then sort of hacking or unlocking, I think they called it, or overriding. Overriding wild robo animals so you can use them as a mount. And that was a weird thing, by the way. A video game protagonist using the word mount and I think also scanning for weak points. I got to scan for weak points. It's strange to hear that language used in the protagonist, because that's fourth wall breaking as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, again, the game looks spectacular. It looks like really fun. It's a unique concept. I'm excited to battle robo dinosaurs and spiders and elk and whatever else is in the game. And it looks like it should be an interesting story too. It looks like a very interesting take. For once, it's a post-apocalyptic wilderness and not just a dirty, grey, brown, broken up city. I mean, this is, you know, the human race has fallen away and it's been replaced by robotic animals and a beautiful wilderness to explore instead of a dingy, broken down city. And that alone excites me. I mean, you don't see that very often in the post-apocalyptic kind of genre of story. Oh, we also got to see more of Detroit Become Human, which has come a long way since the original sort of it wasn't really a demo thing, but a little mini movie and stuff. It looks amazing. Whether or not it can deliver on its promise of all those many divergent paths and multiple choices upon choices upon choice. I mean, this kind of choice splitting out game has been done before to various extents of success, and this one looks like it might be one of the much more interesting ones. I certainly, the concept appeals to me of AIs making choices and something going wrong with an AI and whether or not they're obedient. I mean, it's nothing new to sci-fi. You've got this I mean, Asimov. Since Asimov, there's been hundreds of stories about artificial intelligence and androids, getting free will and what happens then and all that sort of stuff. But this looks like an interesting take on it, at least. I will be checking that out. Infinite Warfare looks pretty interesting, actually, which I'm surprised because I'm bored crapless of COD games. But Infinite Warfare, I might give a go. If I find it playable somewhere before it comes out, I'll give it a bash, but I don't think I'll buy it. And then Kojima came out on stage, everybody's favourite wackadoodle. And true to form, he basically showed us something utterly perplexing and impenetrable and deliberately confusing, and then everyone went nuts for it. Because it's Kojima. I am not one of the people who give him the benefit of that doubt. I mean, he's made some very good games, absolutely, but I'm not going to go nuts just because he showed off something sort of bewildering and quite, deliberately confusing. He thinks he's being clever by confusing people. They're going to wonder what's going on here. No, don't artificially build up this silly little mystery because you think you're being really clever about it, Kojima. I'm bored. Just tell us. Show us. Show, don't tell. Is the thing. And one of the last things, I think I'm at the end of my list, one of the last things Sony showed off is a new Spider-Man game, which is not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, apparently. This is a completely self-contained Marvel Universe, Spider-Man Universe in particular, that is exclusive to Sony, at least for now, presumably. But they're working with Marvel, and this is an entirely unique Spider-Man in his own little universe. It's got nothing to do with the Marvel movies or the Marvel TV shows or, the Marvel Netflix stuff. It's completely separate from all of that, apparently. And it's yet another stab of trying to get a Spider-Man game right. There's been so many that have come so close to being truly good games and then have just fallen on their webbed faces. I will be giving this one a go because I really, really, really want a Spider-Man game to work really well because it's that kind of mobility. And I think we're getting there. A lot of games have been focusing on, hyper-mobility in the last sort of couple of years or so. And maybe now they're finally going to get everything working, combat and web slinging and wall crawling. Maybe now, finally, we're at a place where they've got all of that figured out so it can just work seamlessly and flow beautifully and fluid like Spider-Man should be. But I think that's everything that I was excited about today. That's a long list, and if you made it all the way through the video, congratulations. I might have even break this up into a couple of parts. I don't know. But yeah, as I said in the beginning, I also spent some time in the NGN suite and recorded a video with those guys as well, which may or may not be up by the time this video is up, but keep an eye on my Twitter and the official NVIDIA Twitter as well, because I'll be pushing it out there, obviously. And also, you can subscribe, of course, to the NGN YouTube channel, which I will link for you in the down below area, which you should do because they're pushing out a ton of stuff all around E3 and beyond that as well. This is an ongoing thing. This is a brand new thing that NVIDIA are doing, the NVIDIA Gaming Network. It's going to be ongoing and on and on and on it goes with all kinds of different kinds of content, and I'm not allowed to tell you exactly what their plans are because they're still working on some stuff, but I'm excited about it. That should tell you enough. That's it. Tomorrow, E3 proper starts. The doors swing open. I go on the show floor. I start talking to people, interviewing people, looking at products, looking at the booths and all that sort of stuff, and I'm in desperate need of a good night's sleep before I do that, so I will sign off now. Thank you very much for watching. I am Blunty, and we'll catch you next time. Whew.